It is February 12th, and this is, of course, the video log that takes 30,000 to a million. Now, I was going to talk some crypto, but instead, since my opinion is a little bit varied, I'm going to talk about a development in an option strategy that I've recently come to implement. And I'm not sure how successful I'll be in implementing this strategy, but I'm going to give it a shot. So without further ado, I'm going to take you through the account and then show you and tell you about this new implementation. I'm sitting at 154,800 right now. And that is very close to an all-time high, but I've been grinding sideways for the last week, only up 2%. The month chart looks a little bit better, but I scored my all-time high here back in January 26th, and I haven't beaten it since, despite the markets going up to an all-time high. The biggest reason for this is, the biggest reason for this is Apple. It has not done that well recently, but it will eventually. Now, I'm going to scroll quickly through the account. The positions in the options are listed on the right, and you will see the strike price next to the ticker symbol, the expiration date of the option, how many contracts I have, and whether they're a buy or a sell. On the right here, you'll see the present value, but I'm going to switch it back to today's return, change them in liability. So scrolling through, you can pause your video player at any moment to try to figure out my exact positions. It's really nice how the premium decreased in value so quick on EBIX. By the way, I have to make a note. It's a great day when the put and the call erase some liability. You can see. I want to keep scrolling down here, and then I'm entering my equity positions. Apple was a bit of a disappointment today, but even if Apple drops down 20%, I'll probably just use the opportunity to buy some more. I'm not really worried about that stock. Realty Income had a nice, slow, steady gain. In fact, most of my positions did fairly well. Unfortunately, energy fuels, I'm still kicking myself in the head for selling energy or selling calls against my entire energy fuel position and getting rid of chemical for a profit, but not that big of a profit. I should have held on to these positions. If chemical dips back down to $11, $12, I'm gonna grab it. So here are the rest of the positions. EBIX had a down day, but I'm not too worried. I'll be selling some puts against EBIX pretty soon. Picked up some Alibaba, 4 shares. Very exciting. This is the account tab here. You can see the breakdown, total return, equity, and my smallest positions. Newmont Mining. Okay, that is the account. This is the weekly chart, monthly chart, 3-month chart. Excuse me. I'm here. It always comes in twos. I'm surprised I didn't sneeze twice. 3-month chart up 20%, 1-year chart up 64.65%. And this is, of course, the all-time chart. Very wild. 129.9%. Okay, now the option strategy that I'm trying to implement. Sorry, I'm a little slow today. Option strategy is basically I'm trying to implement some of what the Tasty Trades guy, Tom, I think was his name, has always preached, and I knew about from very early on. I used to watch that Tasty Trades podcast maybe a couple years back, or three years back, when it was fairly unknown. And already knew about the premium decay, right? The theta decay of the premium, and when the optimal zone of selling and buying back that option is, which is between 45 and 21 days of expiration. So I've never really cared to implement that strategy because I actually sell options where both outcomes of the expiration date are favorable to me. I either collect premium or I collect shares, and I liked it that way. I really do, but my account's getting a little bit full here with positions. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to release collateral as soon as I can so I can roll the options to collect even more premium against my positions. And I'm not sure that I'll be able to conform to that 45 day to 21 day, as sometimes the value of the options doesn't spell that out necessarily from what I'm seeing on the Robinhood option spreads. However, what I'm going to be trying to do instead is erase the option when it gets down to that $5 level. So let's say I sell an option for 30, it goes down to 5. I'll put a buy order in to try to close out my trade. And if it triggers, it triggers. If it doesn't, then I'll try it again the next day and the next day. Now, it's a little bit more active management. However, it's a way to maximize returns. So I'm going to implement it here and there sparsely. I'm not going to be obsessive about it. I'm not going to close out all positions and stare at the monitor for 5 hours a day trying to chase that bid. Okay, but I think it will do me well to be able to deploy that capital that's released sooner. So hopefully it adds up to more gains towards the end of the year. So no matter what the market does, at least I'll have some kind of premium play going on where I'm less reliant on how my stock positions do. I'll still be selling call options and put options on stocks that I like. I'll still perhaps have some of them run to expiration and decide to collect. However, if they're about to expire, especially if there's another week left, I'll try to buy the option back at $5, which is usually the minimum that Robinhood lets me buy it back at. Some options you can buy back at $3 or less, but most of them are about that $5 range, which usually happens about a week away from expiration if the stock's moved far away enough from the strike price. If it hasn't, it could take until the last day, or if it might never do it, right? If it actually ends up executing, which would be okay as well. So that's my new strategy. It's a modification of the Tasty Trades way, where I'm not really conforming to those 2 weeks or so that they advise people collect premium through. However, I think it's still going to be an improvement on what I have been doing in the past and has been working okay for me. I think it's a good thing that I'm trying to get better, and hopefully everybody else is trying some things to try to improve on their methods of collecting monies from the market as well. So with that said, hopefully you all are making more money than I am. I'm staying very flat this last week or two, so hopefully that changes to the upside here anytime soon. This market is getting a little bit long, but I think it's got maybe a bit more to go before there's any kind of meaningful correction, and we're still going to need a catalyst, right? So anyway, that's it for now. All right, peace out.